Welcome back to the front here, Obstoloidnant, and I hope you're ready for another episode of the Grand Decisive campaign's Barbarossa. Welcome back, guys. We are, of course, continuing Barbarossa. We are going to go ahead and try to secure certain cities. Obviously, we want to go ahead and get those victories we've been desperate for. Now that our men have had some rest, I'm hoping they're going to be fighting a lot better. And as you can see already, they are ready for a fight. I'm going to be sending in basically our toughest men. I'm going to go ahead and start attacking here in the north and trying to eliminate these Soviet positions. And I'm not sure why it keeps showing us this, but basically you can see the amount of dead. We lost absolutely no men whatsoever. Just an amazing attack, of course. The enemy is panicked. I'm not surprised at all. A lot of people have suggested that we should be giving a lot more supplies to the northern front, the Northern Army Group, and I can't disagree. That being said, you know, there's a lot to be done in this particular campaign, and it's going to take a lot of work. As you can see here, some of our men are not ready yet for a fight. I am still going to, of course, move forward, and with some of these men, I'm going to move forward to the north to secure this particular town. Some of them I'm going to move forward over here. Still want to see if we can't get an attack on the enemy. It doesn't look like we can. We might be able to get an attack up here, though. So I'm going to go ahead and try to select attackers and see if we can't drive the Soviets out. So this is an NKVD unit. It's going to be a tough fight, and I'm pretty sure they're going to hold out. As I surmised, they did. These guys are very, very tough fighters, obviously, and they're going to do everything they can to hold the north. We want to get to Beshov, we want to get to Tallinn, Leningrad would be amazing. Now, we haven't actually done much on our Finnish front, so this is going to be the first time I actually go ahead and decide to try and do some massive attacks here on the Finns, excuse me, on the Soviets on the Finnish front. I'm not sure how many men we can sacrifice, but I'm going to throw everybody into the fight. We're up to almost 300. Let's attack and see if we can't do some serious damage here. And look at that. Massive retreats by the Soviets. They can't deal with this Finnish valor. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's really so strong that we can basically drive them back with little difficulty, really. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on fighting here. They're mostly focused on the Soviet front. So we're going to go ahead and attack here. And I think we can probably get this guy to retreat. Sure enough, we did. Of course, we want to make sure that they're not attacking to the north. Now, if we're looking at our actual support, it looks like Göring loves us right now. Von Lieb is neutral. General Goerke and General Wagner like us. And the Führer is also neutral. Considering the lack of political points, I'm not that surprised. I'm going to try to wipe out this Soviet unit with our SS division. I'm thinking that with an SS division and an infantry division, we can probably wipe these guys out. Of course, the SS are basically masters of mopping up the enemy. The enemy's going to retreat. They didn't get completely destroyed, but you know what? Have faith, and I think this will occur. I'm also going to go ahead and just throw everything I have at this particular defensive location by the Soviets. So let's see how this goes. We have a lot of men. We're going to send in our SS. We're going to send in some infantry units, basically the strongest ones. We can only go 200 at a time, but I'm thinking we can keep on attacking until these guys basically just give up. So a few of them have retreated. In fact, most of them have retreated, believe it or not. We're going to go ahead and move just a stack over here. Let's see if we can move a stack over here. It doesn't look like we can, but we can at least try and attack and destroy these defensive positions. No matter what happens, now that we've gotten some reinforcements for our men, some gasoline, some wonderful things, benzene as the Germans like to call it, we are definitely on the attack in the north. So we're going to continue that. I'm going to keep most of the men sort of in the position they're in right now. I will be trying to move some of them. In fact, some of these guys might be able to go ahead and move into an attack position. So I'm going to go ahead, grab these guys. Let's go. And let's see if we can't hit this unit. Obviously, if we can weaken the Soviets in the north, it's going to be incredible. I'm going to send 3 units in to deal damage to these guys. And I'm hoping that this is going to be an incredible victory. Unfortunately, it looks like the Soviets are getting a little bit stronger, and that's scary. It also looks like over here, if you guys can see, some of the Soviet divisions are getting closer to our general units. So I'm going to be moving some of our army groups over here to defend this area. Let's also move them, well, some of them anyway, to the north, but it's quite clear without the mud, without all the rain, the obstacles that have been keeping us back for a very long time, we might be able to go ahead and defend these guys. But obviously hitting an HQ, it's really going to work out in favor of the Soviets, and not so much in favor of us, the Germans. So let's go ahead, keep on moving these guys forward. Basically, anybody that can move forward and put up a decent attack is going to go that way. I think that's very important. So let's keep on moving. Here we go. Our general is there. He's bringing us supplies as best he can. I might even skip the action phase here, or not so much the action phase, but the card phase, just to build up some political points. We're going to keep on moving, and of course, we're going to see how many of our men can move over here, and hopefully we can destroy this Soviet division. I think even with one German infantry squad, we can probably go ahead and do some serious damage. And sure enough, they held out, probably because they had a few more men than us anyway. I wasn't going to say way more because that's really not accurate, but I am going to go ahead and try to move these guys at least unit by unit to try and destroy the Soviet division in this area. If not, well, then at the very least, we can set up a nice defensive barrier here. Well, let's go ahead and hit this guy as hard as we can. And it looks like finally now our units are actually prepared to attack. If we could destroy this unit, that would be incredible. And yes, we've broken a Soviet unit once more. Once again, I think it was Lion, one of our great moderators that moderates this channel, was telling us that we still can sort of get back to a more regular situation. And I think he's probably right. I think we're in a position where we can still do a lot of damage to the Soviets. We're really not understaffed yet. Then again, I'm a little afraid of sending these tank units in to attack the Soviet tanks, but with 2 German tank divisions, I think we can pretty much crush these guys. So let's send in some major German tank divisions. Hell, we'll even send in the infantry, even though it's a little bit too much. And if we can destroy a German tank division, or Russian tank division, that's going to be huge. So they've retreated, of course. Major victory there for us. And let's see, we've also got some tanks here. Got some infantry units. And basically just everybody is going to move up at this point. Let's see what we can do with these guys. I think we've already done enough damage. I don't really know if there's much more we can do. No, definitely not. So we want to move to Army Group Center. At the same time, though, I do want to move forward with the rest of my troops. Those that can move, of course. And let's go ahead. Let's get forward. Let's see if we can't hit Zemena here. Really? Wow. Okay. Fair enough. So all we're going to do is basically form a defensive line while we try to recuperate our losses. We've also got a nice little tank here who can probably do some damage, but of course he's going to need that support from the units, specifically the other tank units, to go ahead and keep on moving forward. So we're going to keep on moving the rest of our men forward, and look at this. I mean, it's looking beautiful. We are going to try to crush these Soviet pockets. I'm even going to bring in my SS motorized Adolf Hitler division to try and smash this pocket here under any circumstances whatsoever. So let's go ahead and keep moving. Now, some of these guys might require, believe it or not, a little bit of support. So we might have to do that. We might have to send in some support, but I'm going to go ahead and send in everybody. 391 to 300. I know it's a bit much, but I think we can make some major advances here. And sure enough, every single one of them retreated. This is the biggest problem with the Soviets, is just that they are able to retreat deeper and deeper into their territory. They've got so much of it. Otherwise, we would probably already be winning. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Move these guys forward. Try to get some more infantry divisions over there on the front line. Don't forget, guys, if you like this series, it's been one of our most popular series, really, in terms of sort of a Let's Play. So if you like it, hit that like button, and obviously give me some advice. I love the advice that my subs give me. You guys are awesome. You know far more than I do about this conflict, and you tend to give me some pretty rational ideas here. But I think we are going to have to start moving individually. just to make sure that we get every single possible bonus we can. As you can see, the Viking division is in some trouble. And I'm gonna actually go ahead and call in a car, and that's gonna, sorry guys, hiccups. Oh my god, I hate hiccups. We're gonna go to, oh my goodness, transport for any division. But this is a division. We really want to play the reassign PG card. It doesn't look like we actually can. We might be out of political points, and that's something to consider for this particular turn. So let's keep on moving forward and see how close we can get to defeating these traitorous Soviets. At this point, at the very least, I do believe that any Soviet counterattack will be stopped. They're injured, they're wounded, they're not in a good position. This is definitely our time to shine, to put it simply. We'll see if we can't go ahead and attack. Nope. So it looks like our Romanian and Hungarian front, and several of our subscribers have mentioned that this front is doing very well in the time period that it existed. It really wasn't doing so well, but we're managing to kind of corner some of these Russians from multiple angles with our Romanian troops. And even though they're not the greatest fighters in the world, we are managing to do a lot of damage here. So let's list. And yeah, I'm definitely going to attack with all Romanian attackers. It's not much, but maybe it's enough to send a tank division reeling. And sure enough, they are retreating. I mean, that's beautiful. That's what we want. We also want to get closer to their HQ divisions here. It's going to take a while to get there, but I think it's completely worth it. One great thing would be if our actual Romanian generals could get up close and personal, and our Hungarian generals basically up close and personal with the enemy. So let's take a look here. Some more Deutsche Truppen. But there's definitely a Soviet unit here. We're cutting off all of his rail lines. He's not getting rail support from any location. Then again, being an HQ troop, I'm not sure how much actual support he needs to continue. Odessa is already under our control, and that's a major victory. I mean, having Odessa under our control really, really helps us, guys. I mean, you have no idea how much help it's actually giving us. We're also still giving some rest and re-equipment to our central army. I'm going to go ahead and take the Romanian general. I'm going to keep him there. He's doing an okay job, and just keep on moving forward. I mean, just basically try and get to Nikolaev, Permanvsk, and where is Stalingrad? Stalingrad is somewhere over here, as far as I'm concerned. I could be wrong. Stalingrad, it's still a ways away. I mean, we're going to need definitely to keep on fighting and fighting quickly. So if anybody has any suggestions on how to do better, on how to increase our odds, let us know. I mean, we really do want to know how to win this battle, and we're going to do anything we can to get a victory. So make sure to let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget, as always, to rate, comment, and subscribe. But definitely a lot of possibilities here. So I'm going to go ahead and move this guy. And there's still a nice Soviet division here. I want to see if there's anything we can do to smash them from multiple angles, although I think our men are pretty much tired. And the only thing we can do here, I mean, we're doing pretty well as is, more or less. We're holding our line, but we're not advancing too much into enemy territory, and that's a problem. That's why we desperately need to keep bringing in transports. We need to keep bringing in sort of the supplies. And this is where the RP element of this game comes in. I mean, if you don't have good relations with the generals that bring those things in, you're going to lose out very quickly. And it's obviously going to cause a major problem. So I'm going to go ahead and try to attack this Soviet HQ division. I'd love to smash these guys, even with just Hungarians, or in this case Romanians. Let's see how they do. And they've retreated, sure enough, also losing 1 point, which for an HQ division is pretty bad. I mean, it's not a sign of a victory by any means. So we're going to keep on moving everybody forward, trying to get them over there into the magical spot of victory. Now, all the mud is gone, but we still have a lot of things we need to do. So let's take a look here. Yeah, we're going to have to wait for some reinforcements for sure. Not necessarily even reinforcements. It's basically just enough men to keep pushing on the enemy's front. If we zoom out here, we're doing pretty well. I mean, we really are. But there's a lot more we could do. We could be getting a lot more kills. That's going to take a while, though, I think. I don't think it's going to be an overnight thing. I think it's going to really take a while to really smash the enemy on all fronts. And let's take a look here. Now, as far as I know, we don't get reinforcements in the game. But if anybody knows how to recruit more units, probably would be great to recruit just a few more infantry units. We still have this wonderful Romanian tank who has served us well this entire time. Of course, he's waiting for that support. And I will take a look at reps. Captured trucks AGS. It looks like theater quartermasters reported that our forces have captured a Soviet truck patrol with Gaz AAA trucks. Experience has found these vehicles to be superior to our own Verrucht mixture of vehicles. So, yeah, I would like to take these captured trucks. We need them. Our political points are at 6, which is tough. So I'm going to go ahead and hand over the trucks at this point. Wagner is satisfied, so I hope that's going to improve our relations with him. Division Commendation. Whenever outstanding military deeds occur, I make a point of recognizing those involved. The following commander and their division have come to my attention. Lieutenant Bloom, commander of the 57th Infantry Division, 1st Panzergruppe HQ. Yeah, I think it's important to commend these guys, so we're going to fight for the commendation. And you have, Herr General Oberst, recognized the importance of lacking the judgment of FM Rundstedt. We have thrown your full support behind his recommendation. The division's recommendation is, as a result, officially recognized. We've got to show our men that we care about them and that we're willing to do everything we can for them. Now, there is a Bialystok incident. Why do I have to put up with the Einsatzgruppen detachments running riot in my rear? Dealing with the Soviets is hard enough without having these redneck murderers massacring civilians at will. I love the redneck murderers. So, please speak to High Command and have these animals reined in before I face a full-scale revolt in my rear. And this is basically standing in the way of the SS, which is going to be really tough. I'm going to try to offer discreet assistance to try to stop this, but I really don't have enough political points to stop such war crimes. And that's one of the things I love about Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa, is they take war crimes, you know, into mind. I mean, these are certainly things that occurred during the actual war itself. I'm going to send in these 2 Romanians against this tank. Let's hope they do okay. And sure enough, they retreated, also taking a massive amount of damage. I mean, if we can keep this up, we might be able to go all the way to Moscow quite easily. Of course, we've got Kiev, we've got Orsha, we've got Moscow, we've got Leningrad. We've got so many different locations, my friends, where we need to try and get a victory, and it's not going to be easy. So I do want to try and fight back. At this point, we've played all our cards. We're going to go ahead and turn it over to the enemy and hope for the best. Things are going well, kind of, I guess. We've taken a lot of territory, but we should be taking even more. Our blitzkrieg tactic really didn't go as planned. That doesn't mean it failed, but it certainly means we need to be more cautious as we move forward with the blitzkrieg tactic. And there's a lot of Soviet units here. If you could just take a look at their health bars, they're in a lot of trouble. So we're going to turn it over to the Soviets. At this point, guys, not much more we can do, to be honest with you. So let's go for it. Let's see what they do, and let's hope that they treat us with kitty gloves, yeah? Alright, here we go, guys. Turning it over to the Red Army. Now, I didn't for a second think I was going to get as far as the German generals in the war. You know, obviously, they did an unbelievable job, all things considered. We're a little bit behind schedule. I still think we have a chance, but without that support, without that, you know, that fuel support, etc., that infrastructure support, it's going to be really hard to continue this frontal assault. but I have confidence that we can still do it, and I definitely have confidence that the Soviets are still really hurting. I mean, they are reorganizing their armies, as we can see, and they're doing a very good job at it, but not so sure that counterattacks are going to work here. We can't let counterattacks work. Let's put it that way. Counterattacks would be detrimental to our cause dramatically. So we need to do everything we can to stop those counterattacks, to try and put a halt to this Soviet advance. So far, it's not really an advance. They're still retreating, but they could do a counterattack at any moment and cause us a tremendous amount of trouble. So we want to be careful. You can see they're all moving guys in front of Barbarossa, which is, of course, a pretty important city. But we're going to have a lot of work ahead of us, my friends, and I hope you guys are up for it. If you guys are liking the series, make sure to let me know. I know that I am not a grognard like many of my users are. You know, when I play these games, these much more serious grand strategy games, I basically rely on my users to give me the correct advice on how to win. And that might seem sad, but it's the way I do it, and I really enjoy it. So I want to see if we still have an opportunity of winning. We are moving forward a little bit, but we're kind of at like World War I status at this point in terms of our advance. We've got to get reinforcements to these men. We've done it for Army Group Center, but there's so many people there that it's going to take a while for them to keep on moving forward properly. The good news is the mud is gone. The mud could return at any moment, and that mud's going to slow down our men. Our tracks is going to create fatigue problems. In the north, I think right now in the north, we're doing the best. And if you guys agree, put that comment down below. If you don't agree, let me know where you think we're doing the best. But I think in the north, it's really our best chance of eventually destroying those units in the north, encircling them, eliminating them, and ultimately getting a victory there in the northern region. And also, even on our Finnish front, maybe we can take our Finnish troops, push forward, and get some pretty good results out of this. So there we go, attacker was victorious, a nice little counterattack by the Soviets. Of course, they've lost a ton of men doing that counterattack, but a win is a win, no matter how you look at it. So I'm hoping they don't have any more, but we'll see. Look at that Army Group Center. So many men in Army Group Center, guys. All right. Well, another turn and a lot to be done. I want you guys to let me know what you want me to do down in the comments below. I really want to get to Kiev. It looks like they've got these NKVD troops that have just started showing up. These guys are tough. And if we can get to Kiev, it's going to be a major victory. Of course, getting to Stalingrad. Stalingrad is still a ways away. Like, really a ways away. So, can we get there? I'm not sure. This game is ultra-realistic. So, do I think I can do better than the German generals at the time? Probably not, to be honest with you. But we'll have to wait and see. And only time will tell. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series. If you are, make sure to hit that like button. I know Hobo Tango, one of my favorite subscribers to the channel, has really liked this series despite my complete ineptitude at getting any victories. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. And who knows, we might not make it very far, but I do want to try. I want to see how far we can get. That's really my goal right now. Thanks, guys. Take care, and have an awesome day.